Chapter 1 of the First Christmas Tree. A Story of the Forest. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by PennyAnn. The First Christmas Tree. A Story of the Forest by Henry Van Dyke. Chapter 1. The Call of the Woodsman. The day before Christmas in the year of our Lord 722, broad snow meadows glistening white along the banks of the river Moselle, pallid hillsides blooming with mystique roses where the glow of the setting sun still lingered upon them, an arch of clearest, faintest azure bending overhead, in the center of the aerial landscape of the massive walls of the cloister of Fasel, gray to the east, purple to the west, silence over all, a gentle, eager, conscious stillness diffused through the air like perfume, as if the earth and sky were hushing themselves to hear the voice of the river faintly murmuring down the valley. In the cloister, too, there was silence at the sunset hour. All day long there had been a strange and joyful stir among the nuns. A breeze of curiosity and excitement had swept along the corridors and through every quiet cell. The elder sisters, the provost, the deaconess, the stewardess, the portress with her huge bunch of keys jangling at her girdle, had been hurrying to and fro, busied with household cares. In the huge kitchen there was a bustle of hospitality preparation. The little bandy-legged dogs that kept the spits turning before the fires had been trotting steadily for an hour, until their tongues hung out for want of breath. The big black pots swinging from the cranes had bubbled and gurgled and shaken and sent out puffs of appetizing steam. Saint Martha was in her element. It was a field day for her virtues. The younger sisters, the pupils of the convent, had forsaken their Latin books and their embroidery frames, their manuscripts and their miniatures, and fluttered through the halls in little flocks like merry snowbirds, all in black and white, chattering and whispering together. This was no day for tedious task-work, no day for grammar or arithmetic, no day for picking out or illuminating letters in red and gold on stiff parchment, or patiently chasing intricate patterns over thick cloth with a slow needle. It was a holiday. A famous visitor had come to the convent. It was Winfried of England, whose name in the Roman tongue was Boniface, and whom men called the Apostle of Germany. A great preacher, a wonderful scholar. He had written a Latin grammar himself. Think of it! And he could hardly sleep without a book under his pillow. But, more than all, a great and daring traveler, a venturesome pilgrim, a high priest of romance. He had left his home and his fair estate in Wessex. He would not stay in the rich monastery of Nutsel, even though they had chosen him as the abbot. He had refused the bishopric at the court of King Carl. Nothing would content him but to go into the wild woods and preach to the heathen, up and down through the forest of Hesse and Thuringia, and along the borders of Saxony. He had wandered for years, with a handful of companions, sleeping under the trees, crossing the mountains and marshes, now here, now there, never satisfied with ease and comfort, always in love with hardship and danger. What a man he was! Fair and slight, but straight as a spear and strong as an oaken staff. His face was still young. His smooth skin was bronzed by wind and sun. His gray eyes, clear and kind, flashed like fire when he spoke of his adventures and of the evil deeds of the false priest with whom he had contended. What tales he had told to-day! Not of miracles wrought by sacred relics, nor of courts and councils and splendid cathedrals, though he knew much of these things, and had been at Rome and received the Pope's blessing. But to-day he had spoke of long journeys by the sea and land, of perils by fire and flood, of wolves and bears and fierce snowstorms and black nights in the lonely forest of the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?